Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The drama reaches another emotional turning point as long-buried desires, broken trust, and impossible choices collide, setting the stage for a confrontation that could change everything. Sheila has finally reached the point where she refuses to stay silent, and this time, there is no hesitation, no second-guessing, and certainly no compromise in her voice. She has already said exactly what was on her mind, and now she is determined to fight for exactly what she wants, no matter how many people stand in her way. On the Wednesday, July 8th episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila's determination burns brighter than ever, revealing that her next move is not driven by revenge or manipulation alone, but by a deeply personal demand that she refuses to surrender. At the same time, elsewhere, Ridge finds himself facing an entirely different emotional battle, one that forces him to share his own strong opinions with Electra about Will, believing that her future could depend on how she chooses to see him. Meanwhile, Deacon finds himself trapped in a heartbreaking dilemma that seems almost impossible to solve. The woman he loves has drawn a line in the sand, and she has made it painfully clear that she will not sign the divorce papers unless her conditions are met. Deacon understands exactly what stands between him and the future he has been trying to create, and unfortunately, that obstacle has a name: Steffi. If there is any hope of convincing Sheila to let the divorce move forward, he knows he must somehow persuade Steffi to allow Sheila access to Finn and little Hayes. It is a request that feels almost unimaginable considering everything Sheila has done over the years. Yet Deacon realizes he has no other path left to pursue. Every option leads back to Steffi, and every conversation threatens to reopen wounds that have never truly healed. For Sheila, however, the issue could not be more personal or more emotionally charged. She has been completely shut out of the lives of both Finn and Hayes, unable to see either her son or her beloved grandson, despite longing for that connection every single day. The pain of that separation has continued to grow, leaving her convinced that she has already sacrificed enough without receiving anything in return. If she is expected to lose Deacon as well, then she refuses to walk away empty-handed. In her mind, if her marriage is ending, then she deserves the chance to rebuild the family bonds that have been denied to her for so long. That belief fuels every word she speaks, giving her an unwavering confidence that surprises even those who know her best. Taylor, however, cannot hide her skepticism as she listens to this shocking proposal unfold. She understands her daughter's heart better than anyone, and she knows that convincing Steffi to soften toward Sheila is a nearly impossible task. Years of betrayal, manipulation, violence, and unimaginable heartbreak have created wounds that never fully disappeared, and Taylor knows those memories continue to shape every decision Steffi makes. From her perspective, nothing about this arrangement seems realistic, because Steffi's position on Sheila has remained remarkably consistent through every twist and turn. Despite hearing repeated claims that Sheila has changed, Steffi has never found enough evidence to believe that transformation is real. To her, protecting Finn and Hayes will always come before giving Sheila another opportunity to enter their lives. But Sheila refuses to be intimidated by anyone's doubts, and she leaves absolutely no room for misunderstanding. Her message is direct, unwavering, and impossible to ignore. She is not signing those divorce papers unless she receives exactly what she has demanded, and no amount of pressure, persuasion, or disappointment is going to force her into changing her mind. It is a bold declaration that instantly raises the emotional stakes, placing everyone around her in an increasingly uncomfortable position. Suddenly, the divorce is no longer simply about ending a marriage. It has become a battle over family, forgiveness, and whether redemption is something Sheila can ever truly earn. While those deeply personal conflicts continue to intensify, another crisis is consuming the Forrester family from an entirely different direction. Ridge finds himself carrying the enormous weight of a company struggling to recover from an unexpected and devastating shock. The situation surrounding Logan has pushed Forrester into complete crisis mode, forcing difficult conversations and painful decisions at every level of the business. Hope's departure from the company has already left a significant void, but the unauthorized launch of her latest collection has only made matters worse. The revelation that the collection moved forward without Forrester's knowledge has thrown the entire company into chaos, leaving Ridge and Steffi scrambling to regain control before the damage spreads even further. Every decision now feels urgent, and every delay threatens to deepen the uncertainty surrounding the Forrester legacy. In response to the growing turmoil, Ridge and Steffi make the difficult decision to place every Forrester fashion line on hold, bringing the company's creative momentum to a sudden and painful standstill. No collection escapes the shutdown, not even Electra's highly anticipated jewelry line, a project that represented months of hard work and personal ambition. The consequences of Logan's jewelry collection and the stunning reveal of the Hope for the Future diamond continue to ripple throughout the company, affecting people who had nothing to do with the original decision. For Electra, the emotional toll has become almost unbearable. What should have been one of the most exciting moments of her professional journey has instead transformed into a nightmare filled with disappointment, uncertainty, and betrayal. The dreams she had carefully built now seem suspended in time as the company's future hangs in the balance. Those professional disappointments quickly spill over into Electra's personal life, creating fractures that are every bit as painful as the business crisis itself. Unable to shake the feeling that she was blindsided, Electra makes the heartbreaking decision to walk away from Will. In her eyes, he failed to tell her what his family was doing, leaving her completely unprepared for the devastating fallout that followed. She believes that the Spencer family's decisions directly harmed the Forresters, and because Will remained silent, she feels that he shares responsibility for her humiliation and heartbreak. Whether he intended to hurt her or not no longer matters in that emotional moment. All she can see is the overwhelming sense of betrayal that shattered the trust she once placed in him. Even amid all of this turmoil, Ridge's feelings about Will remain far more complicated than many might expect. Although he made the difficult decision to fire him, Ridge has never stopped believing that Will is fundamentally a good young man. His frustration has always centered on Will's judgment rather than his character, and those two things, in Ridge's eyes, are not the same. That distinction, however, has become increasingly difficult to defend after Will's violent confrontation with RJ, an incident that drove an even deeper wedge between them. Ridge cannot excuse those actions, and they have undoubtedly strained whatever trust still remained between them. Yet, despite everything that has happened, Ridge continues to believe that Will's greatest problem is not who he is at heart, but the powerful influence surrounding him. In Ridge's mind, one influence stands above all the others: Bill Spencer. Ridge has become convinced that Bill's example has gradually led Will down a dangerous path, shaping choices that have pushed him further away from the person he could have been. He believes that without Bill's influence, Will might have grown into someone very different, someone capable of making wiser decisions and avoiding the conflicts that now define his life. That conviction motivates Ridge to speak with Electra, hoping to convince her not to let recent mistakes erase everything good she once saw in Will. Whether his words can heal the damage that has already been done remains uncertain, but Ridge is determined to try. As emotions continue to collide from every direction, Sheila's uncompromising demands, Deacon's impossible mission, Steffi's unwavering resistance, and Ridge's desperate attempt to change Electra's perspective all converge into a powerful storm of family conflict, fractured loyalty, and emotional reckoning, leaving one unforgettable truth echoing above everything else. Sheila has made her true intentions unmistakably clear, and she has absolutely no plans to back down.